Hi everyone, Empress Justice here. If you'd like to check out daily readings, you can check them out on Empress Justice Tarot, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you'd also like to check out my full moon reading in August, you can check it out on Empress Justice Tarot YouTube. The full moon is going to be rising today at 8:55 p.m. It's going to reach its peak at 2:36 a.m. Both of those British summer time. So if you'd like to check out the full moon reading for Danish time, once again, you can do that on Empress Justice Tarot YouTube. This is not an update, it's just a rant, so hold on to your hat. If you don't want to hear it, you don't have to. If you want to hear it, you can go ahead and sit down, pull up a chair, because I'm about to get into this, all right? So I'm noticing that in the TI community, there seems to be a hierarchy being established in accordance with who can fit in best with this same society that is torturing and killing us. And what I mean by that is that it seems like in the TI community, there are people talking a lot of shit about other TIs. Mainly, it's the ones who seem to be the higher functioning ones that are complaining about people who are lower functioning TIs. Now, in my own life, in my own self, I've noticed this as well, because I went from being a low to medium functioning TI to being kind of on the medium side. I'm kind of like slowly upping my levels of being able to function. And when I'm at my most productive, that's when I realize that I'm at my least sympathetic. When I'm more productive, I'm not as sympathetic. When I'm doing, when I'm handling my finances right, when I'm cleaning my home, when I'm doing different things, I tend to be less sympathetic with the people who are not doing things. Wrong move, and I'll tell you why. The first thing is that even though what I'm talking about is natural human behavior, when you are of a marginalized group, we cannot afford lack of compassion. We can't afford lack of empathy. Now, granted, we can't afford not to have boundaries either, but we can't afford to have this attitude of thinking that we are better than one another because of how we function or how we heal. All right. And this is not me talking out a survivor's guilt. I ain't got no survivor's guilt. If I have to leave people behind in order to survive, then I'm going to do it. But I'm not going to act like I'm better because I'm making those choices. I'm simply operating on my least line of resistance at this moment. Just like when I was falling apart, when I was, thinking out loud for hours on end, talking to myself for hours on end and shit. I was operating on my my line of least resistance then, and I am operating on my line of least resistance now. I'm not talking out loud anymore, and if I do, I'm usually responding to something that I'm watching, or I'm like recording on my phone, recording my thoughts, creating an audio diary, or I'm talking to you guys. But that's still my line of least resistance in accordance with what I feel comfortable with. If TIs feel comfortable talking online about their experiences, if they feel a sense of control from being indoors and being vigilant when it comes to people performing street theater or people using weapons on them, then that's the journey that they're at right now. Being judgmental towards those people, it just isolates them further. The same hierarchy, the same type of emotional hierarchy. I'm not talking physical hierarchy, because physical hierarchies are important, but the type of emotional hierarchies that exist in the modern world, we can't afford that here. We can't afford a TI hierarchy right now. We can't afford to have people who are functioning relatively well in accordance with what the society demands, looking down on people who might be mentally unraveling, or who might be complaining online, or who might not be scientists or hackers or stuff like that contributing to the community. We can't keep looking down on these people for the simple reason that we are these people. And the truth of the matter is, is that just like those of us who are functioning better or functioning at a higher capacity physically have something to teach these people who seem to be spiraling, these same people who are spiraling have a lot to teach us too. Now, I know what you're thinking. These people complaining online, making it all about themselves, what do they have to teach me? Well, for a start, what they have to teach us is how to recognize when we're hurting and to stop letting this need to function or this need to mask cover up how we are supposed to heal. So these people who are like, who continuously talk, who are just me all the time, what they're teaching us is how to be connected with our emotions and how to let our own needs be known. Just like we're teaching these people how to reinforce physical boundaries, how to detach themselves for a while from their stalking. Like, we all have something to teach each other. This is why I have a huge problem with TIs acting like we're better than one another based on operating on our least line of resistance when it comes to how we function. Stop it. Stop it. It's undignified. It's undignified, and it's just unnecessary. This world is hard enough without us having a high and mighty attitude towards one another. It's hard enough as it is. I have to admit, there are some times where I get frustrated with some TIs because of what they do, but then I remember, I sit down and I think to myself, what are they teaching me? What am I being taught in this moment? Because maybe those TIs are mind controlled. Maybe those TIs are not TIs. Maybe those TIs are genuinely low functioning to medium functioning. But spirit is bigger than anything, which means they're there to teach me something, even if that's not the intention of man. What are these low functioning people teaching me about my emotions? What am I covering up about myself that I need to address? And as for these low functioning to medium functioning TIs, they're there to learn from us too. But they're not going to learn from us if we don't take their emotions into account, and we stop making them feel useless, and we stop making them feel as though, they're nothing just because they don't respond to situations the way we respond to them. And yeah, I'm asking a lot, but again, we're all operating on our least line of resistance. If it's too much for us to empathize with one another, to listen to one another, and to be kind to one another without holding this superiority, then that's all the sign that we need to make us realize that, yeah, we are operating on our least line of resistance. Because if we can't afford that compassion, then we're operating on our least line of resistance, and we have some shit to learn as well. We really got to stop this. We got to stop this. People are dying. We cannot afford to be out here criticizing one another. You mean to tell me we got low functioning TIs out here who don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. We can't drown. Some of them we can't drown. We can't allow ourselves to drown with. Okay, physical boundaries are okay, but having emotional empathy, come on now. You're telling me we really can't afford that? When a lot of these TIs are dying through feeling the exact same way these so-called curtain twitches feel? People are going to respond to torture no matter what. They're going to respond to torture no matter what. I can handle, trying to turn my pain to my advantage is something I'm good at. But not everybody's built like that. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm tired of it. We need to stop looking down on one another. I'm really, really tired of it. But anyway, I gotta go. I gotta prepare for tonight. So I'm gonna catch a nap, and I'm gonna relax as much as I can beforehand. Get myself something to eat or whatever. Because I've got quite a big evening ahead of me. So I love you guys. Peace and blessings. Take care. Don't look down on each other. We need each other. Let the world be the world and let us be us. I love you guys. Take care. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.